Supporters assaulted an Indian journalist in Washington. Protesting Khalistan supporters assaulted a senior journalist of Press Trust of India outside the Indian Embassy in Washington. And this is what transpired. The Indian Embassy in Washington, D.C. has issued a statement on the attack saying, "We have seen disturbing visuals of a senior Indian journalist from Press Trust of India being abused, threatened and assaulted physically while covering the so-called Khalistan protest in Washington. We understand that the journalist was first verbally intimidated, then physically assaulted, and fearing for his personal safety and well-being, had to call in the law enforcement agencies who responded promptly." My colleague Rishabh joining us with those details. Rishabh, the Indian journalist who was just doing his duty being attacked and abused by the Khalistan supporters.
Definitely, an Indian journalist who was there in Washington, D.C., was covering a so-called Khalistan protest, was first verbally intimidated, and then he was physically assaulted as well. For his safety, he had to call in the law enforcement agencies who acted promptly, and then he was saved. As per his tweet, he says that, "Thank you for Secret Service to save me for my safety. Otherwise, I would have been writing this tweet from an hospital." So this shows that the whole Khalistan mob that has been upping, in different parts of the world, and the so-called protests are being organized. They are nothing peaceful in nature.
Yes, and what's shocking is that this was right outside the Indian Embassy in Washington. Thankfully, the law enforcement agencies immediately came in. Rishabh, thank you for joining us with those details. We're slipping into a short break here. We'll be right back.